Hello, my name is Jason Mercer, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board's Chief Market Analyst. We recently released the TREB Market Watch for January with our outlook for 2020. Both the January statistics and the outlook point to a strong year in terms of sales and price growth. In contrast, it also appears that 2020 will be another year in which new listings are flat to down. With that said, let's dive into the data in more detail. TREB is forecasting 97,000 sales to be reported through TREB's MLS system in 2020, which will be closer to demographic potential based on historic sales per capita. This will represent an increase of approximately 10% compared to almost 88,000 sales reported in 2019. Sales growth is expected across all major market segments as demand for ownership housing is buoyed by low unemployment and low negotiated mortgage rates. In addition, recent Ipsos survey results suggest that intending homebuyers have adjusted the type, location, and/or price point of the home they are looking to purchase as a result of the OSFI mortgage stress test. The Ipsos survey of intending homebuyers also suggests that we should see an uptick in first-time buying activity in 2020. In all likelihood, first-time buyers will be active in the already tight condominium apartment market. While the sales of all home types are expected to increase year over year, new listings are expected to remain flat or even decline, as existing homeowners continue to be concerned about their ability to find another home that meet their changing housing needs, as well as large upfront costs like land transfer taxes associated with a property transaction. With sales up and listings down in 2020, market conditions will tighten, resulting in more competition between buyers for given listings. The end result of this will be an acceleration in price growth. The average selling price for all home types combined is forecast to reach $900,000 this year, representing a 10% increase compared to an average price of close to $820,000 in 2019. The results for January certainly supported a strong year for transactions and price growth and a further dip in supply. Greater Toronto Area Realtors reported 4,581 home sales through TREB's MLS system in January 2020, up by 15.4% compared to January 2019. On a preliminary seasonally adjusted basis, sales were up by 4.8% compared to December 2019. New listings reported through TREB's MLS system in January were down by 17% compared to January 2019. The MLS Home Price Index Composite Benchmark was up by 8.7% compared to January 2019, the highest annual rate of growth for the benchmark since October 2017. The condominium apartment market segment continued to lead the way in terms of MLS HPI price growth, but all home types experienced price growth above 7% when considering TREB's market area as a whole. The average selling price in January was up by 12.3% to $839,363, driven by the detached and condominium apartment segments in the City of Toronto. A key difference in the price growth story in January 2020 compared to January 2019 was in the low-rise market segments, particularly with regard to detached houses. Both the outlook for 2020 and the January results point to a bounce-back year in terms of sales. However, these statistics also show that policymakers must continue to work towards bringing more housing supply online, both in the ownership and rental markets. This includes increasing the diversity of supply by bringing on more mid-density housing, especially in relation to access points to public transportation. So with all of this in mind, I look forward to speaking with you again in a month's time. Thanks very much.
Brought to you by GTA Realtors.